Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. So it's been an interesting morning, actually. We've had quite a fair amount of price action. Now, I've got a larger channel running from the end of the previous day. Reason being is we've had a touch at the top, a touch there, and a touch there. We've pushed down into this little downtrend, and we've had two nice measured legs up and then a strong move down. I also like the way it sits on that midline. So I kind of like that. It works really well, doesn't it? So Karina, good morning to you. So I think after this, there's a good chance we break those lows. So just looking for something there, see if we can get a second entry. But this thing looks pretty bearish, I think. See if we can get a second entry. Oh, straight down, look. That's frustrating. Straight up to the EMA and then down. So I'm expecting a new low. Frustrating, isn't it? But there's nothing you can do, really. So there we are, new lows of the day. Now, this was very much a penguin-style trade. I was very tempted. The only trouble is, it was a hell of a risk from there to there. I actually marked it. So if you went below there, it was about $700 risk, something like that. Yeah, you can see it there, $775. It did work beautifully eventually. But we had a channel down there. It was like a spike in channel 2. There was a sort of a leg up with a correction, leg up. Often, you know, Mac will say that's the middle of the pattern. So I thought that was a nice trade. I just didn't want to risk that much. That's all. But I think there's a good chance this goes down for a second leg. So what I'm going to do is just mark it from here and just find out where that second leg takes us to. So there's the correction. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got down quite a bit lower. These bars have gone a lot smaller now and they're slowly starting to grind down. So this is looking pretty bearish to me. So I think there's a good chance we get this. We get a push down. So let's see if we can find something that fits. Let me just look back. Yeah, we're down quite low, aren't we? We have got some news coming up in about 25 minutes. So see if we can get a couple of legs up here. See what happens. But we do seem to be working down here. We have broke the lows now, so see if we can get a couple of legs up. Bearish bar there. Trouble is, it's 14 ticks. It's not finished, and we're at the lows already. It's a little bit congested. Is that going to work? It's pretty bearish. I think it probably will. Yeah, comfortably. But I'd rather a bit of a break here, I think, or something a little bit higher to that EMA. So how far to this lower? So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40 points. So we've come down 20 points. I'd like a bit of a correction here before a second leg down, which I don't think we're going to get really. There is kind of a failure there, but it's going a bit sideways here, so I'm just going to be patient. It is frustrating when it's doing slowly bars. The bars are getting smaller and smaller and they're slowly grinding down. But I've gotten to trades too early before. I think patience is key here. I'd like to see a bit of a break and a couple of legs up. We may not get it, but that's the only thing I can wait for, really. I don't want to take those two. It's right at the lows, and that one as well. There's no space to the lows. I'd rather get a break here. Which we're getting. So news is we got 23 minutes away, so I'm just going to get a sell order submitted just to see if something comes of this. So we got a little micro going up. So channel down with a good break. Now let's see what happens here. Trump's tariffs again. Yeah, he hasn't let them go, has he? So I'm going to put that there because there's some liquidity here. This thing may pop up. It depends. It may just drop there. Bit too late. So we got a channel with a break. One attempt to go higher. We need a second attempt, really, don't we? I can't just get in here. My gut says it's probably just going to drop, but you just never know. We may get a leg with a break. We may just push a bit higher. There is some liquidity around here, so this thing may pop up, but it just looks pretty bearish. So, I mean, I think it's just going to go. We'll see. See, looking on the 10,000 tick chart, it's going a little bit sideways now, so we may get a pullback. It's hard to say.
Order cancelled.
It is frustrated. We know where it's going. The trouble is, with a PATS entry, we need a signal. We haven't got one there. We've got a little break, and we didn't hit a new high. And then all of a sudden, it goes a bit sideways, and then it drops below. You've got to wait in case we just push up. But it is frustrating when you see that. Just, what's that, down 8, 9 points? It's a nice bit of profit that quick, but what can you do? So let me just see if there's something wider here. I just noticed the way that, yeah, there is. So I'm going to leave that there. I think there's a really strong chance we get down here for this second leg. I'll be surprised if we don't. The trouble is, when it's kind of obvious where we're going, you get very little in the way of setups and pullbacks before it just goes. It's frustrating, really. Hey, Chris, how you doing, pal? Look, we're already down here now. I think there's a good chance we come down. If I've got it like this from yesterday's, we've got a leg down from the highs of the day, or more or less, and then we've got a correction, and often that's the center of the move. But look at this thing. It's just grinding down and down and down and down and down, and not much in the way of setups as a pullback. You're doing micros and find them a lot more forgiving. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. There's definitely a place for micros. I wanted to take that setup there as a penguin setup, and it worked beautifully. But look at the risk, $775. That's too rich for my blood. If I could have traded 3 contracts or two contracts on the micros, and that would have been much better trade. But we'll see. So I'm looking for some kind of a setup here. I just don't think we're going to get it. As soon as we get somewhere near, look at that, straight down again. It just doesn't seem to want to come back. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Look, it is frustrating. Look, it just slight pullback. Doesn't even get nowhere near that EMA, and straight away we're dropping again. Trouble is, if your patient goes and you get in here, guarantees it'll trigger and get up to here. It is frustrating. Damn it, look at that. It's so frustrating. We know where it's going, don't we? Especially with that nice correction in the middle. So frustrating. That's the trouble with Pats. A lot of traders, when they see something like this, just wait for a pullback to that EMA. They'll sell it there, put a stop up here, put their order down here. We wait for a signal bar. And 18, 19 times out of 20, we don't get one. And it's frustrating. If you like this, a lot of traders will go, if it gets back to that EMA or back to this channel, they'll just go short. If you went short there, put a stop up here, you're in profit. But the trouble is with Pats, what can you do? Look at it. There's no way that's coming back now. That's just going steeper and steeper. I've got to say, Pats frustrates the hell out of me sometimes. It really does. Pats is almost like an indicator. It's lagging. The move's already made. I don't moan too much, do I? Stress myself out like yesterday. Now, ordinarily, you would not want to be selling down here. You'd want to wait for it to pull back. But what's the bet? It's not going to. It's just going to drop out. Look at that. Look. Well, what a bearish start to the day. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. We're down over 100 points already. It's got to be something to do with tariffs, isn't it? You'd have thought. Look at that, straight out. Not even close, just down. There's no way on God's earth that's coming back, is it? Look, it's just down. We knew it. We knew it. So Dan's got like that. See if we get a pullback. I don't think we will. Let's get an order ready.
Order
just in
submitted.
Case. Getting close to these lows, see, so some traders may start to take profit. There's still 10. There's still plenty of... Let's see what happens here.
Order submitted.
Order filled.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, 2 legs back. You can't grumble with that. I can't see how it would not be a good setup.
Order filled.
Order filled.
Finally, something bloody decent. Finally, a good setup. For God's sake, about bloody time. First decent setup we've had for a while. I chased that by a few ticks. I was tempted to hold there and try and make a bit more. But the trouble is, you get a decent setup. I want some profit. I don't want to get cheeky. It's probably going to come down, but that was an absolute perfect setup in my opinion. Beautiful legs up. There's no way you can argue with that. 3 nice points. We just don't get setups like that. Someone said, how is that decent? Ah, no, wrong one. It's all right. Sorry. Anybody else take that? I thought it was a perler. I did. I mean, you can clearly see we've got a channel working down. Clearly, touch, 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 4 times, 5 times, another touch here, 2 perfect legs up, right to the EMA, straight across and straight down to a new low. It didn't look any more obvious than that. I know someone said, how was that a good setup? I know Marco took it. Let's see if Thomas Wade took it. A few people took it. Archer took it, I think. Yeah. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? See, some people never had as good a bar as me, I suppose. My bar couldn't have been any better, to be fair. Let me just move that. Yeah, we got that leg down there, haven't we? We got a correction. I liked it. I thought it was just absolute spot on trade. They don't look any better. I mean, look how nice that's fitting. I tell you what, you're not wrong. It's the first one I've seen for a long time. It's a perfect trade. I can't see. Now, we're clearly in a downtrend. There's no argument there whatsoever. We've come down. Let's have a look. Just from after this correction, where was the correction? The top of the correction was there, 5, 10, 15, 20. I mean, it's come down about 60, 70 points from the correction. It's clearly working down. Little channel there, break new low. Little channel here, break new low. It's a classic second entry short that. They don't look any better. 2 perfect legs up. You can't confuse that with a channel. It's just too broad. Right back up to the EMA, crossed over. Didn't even take any heat at all, straight down. I was tempted to hold there. Some circumstances I might. What could I got down here? Once it started going sideways, I could have certainly got 8 points out of that. But the trouble is, I haven't seen a decent setup for a while, and it's a Friday. So I'd rather just take me 3 points and go away with some decent money for a change. So I didn't want to be greedy. But I thought there was a fair chance this could come down. I'm looking it down here. Now, I don't know what anybody else thinks, but that looks right for me. We got that big move down. We had a little push up when we first opened. Then we had a couple of legs down, a push up, and we started working from there. I like that channel from yesterday. 2 touches up here, 1 up here, 1 up here. But it's bearish anyway. But then we have 1 leg down with an absolutely obvious correction. And we've all heard Max say 100 times, often that correction is the centre of the pattern. And it looks like it's going to be. So, I don't know. You have to make your own decision. Dan took it for some reason. I'm surprised. Marco definitely took it. He said he didn't like how far the market dropped. Well, my experience is whenever you think the market can't go down any further, it does. It surprises you. I've got into the habit in the past when I've been taking stupid risks, trying to argue with the market. And one thing we've always been told, never argue against the trend of the market. And I tell you what, a one-eyed bloody dog could tell you that is a clear downtrend. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 points up until mine. There's no argument whatsoever that that is clear. We got a channel with a break, 2 new lows, a pull up, another channel with a break, new low, another channel with a break, new low. You can't argue with that. And setups just don't look any neater than that. I mean, it's perfectly hugging that underside. And you can tell how good it was because it didn't take no heat. It crossed straight over and came straight down, which tells me You know how many traders are in the market selling that. There's no chance whatsoever that's going to pull back up. Now, we're coming up to this here. There's another couple of legs up. But in all fairness, I'm tempted to just not take anything else because we don't often see setups like that. I can't remember the last time I went away feeling pleased with the market. So I'm probably not going to take anything else. I was very, very tempted to take that once it pushed down as a penguin trade. Trouble is, on the ES, you can see how much risk it is. It's just too much, that is. But the picture is obvious, the perfect correction, and look at it. So, two nice legs up, but I'm sitting tight here, just in case. But I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to that measured leg. Sometimes it'll get close, and after such a big move down there, it makes sense. Do you wait till the last minute and risk it reversing, or do you take your profits out early? Profits are out there maybe five points before the low. It makes sense. If you capture such a big move down, why wait and save a few points and miss out on a big move? I made one trade and close, one NQ, not exposed to market. I go long 50 or 60 ticks, depending on more, $300, $250. Yeah. Did Wade take it? I don't think he did. Let me have a look. He didn't have as good bar as me. Let me have a look. Yeah, he's marked it, but I can't see where he's taken it. You can clearly see how it's working there. He's marked it. His bar's slightly worse than mine, but not enough to not take it. You can clearly see there's two legs up right to that EMA. You have to take that all day long. He's marked a bunch of these, but I can't see. He says, yes, you have a second entry. Someone said, I took it. Is this correct? I didn't. Oh, it didn't trigger. It didn't trigger for him. Yeah, the thing is with Thomas Wade, if you look at his trades, he always gets in a bit earlier. He puts a limit order back there, and you can see it didn't come back at all. In fact, I liked it that much, I had to chase it down to about here because I thought it was worthwhile. I didn't want to miss out on it because I haven't seen one of those. Someone said about 4 weeks. You're probably about right. How big was the bar? I think if it's that a good setup, you just have to take it. So, yeah, 3.75. It's not a huge risk, but Thomas Way, I'm guessing, would have probably gone in something like that. And obviously, you can see he missed it. So his never triggered. Marco took it. Dan didn't for some reason. I don't quite know why. You missed it. Yeah, I can't see how that isn't anything but an action near on perfect setup. Look how beautiful those legs are. It crossed straight over, pushed above it, closed on its low. The best trades, I think, as well, are when they're hugging that underside of the EMA. There's no way that's coming back for me. You know, when I looked at it, I thought, that looks a bit too good to be true. I'm missing something. But in the end, I just thought I have to just take it. And it worked. So we came down here, we had two legs back up, and then we're down again. You can see it respecting. Look at that bigger channel I've had from a touch. Perfect touch, perfect touch. Look at that. It's gone up and respected that beautifully. See, Mac never talks about the... I mean, look at that. Mac never talks about marking for previous days. Penguin does. Now, that, for me, is a perfect Penguin trading day. Touch, touch, close enough, perfect touch, perfect touch. And that'll have been, I guarantee he'll have taken that trade. That's if he got in. He should have done. But that's a perfect setup. And not only that, we've had a leg down with a correction and another leg down. That's played out beautifully. time is it? I'm tempted to finish early. Actually, it's Friday. I'm quite happy not to get into another trade. I've got 5 accounts, $750 profit. So I'm quite pleased with that. You're stopped around 120 to 150, never more, yeah. I think if you lose 120, 150, that's doable, isn't it? If you got, say, $2,500 in a in drawdown and you're risking, say, I don't know, say 125 for argument, you're risking 5%. I think that's okay on a prop firm. You know, that 2,500, you're not risking 2,500 of your own money. It's prop firm's money. That may have cost you $175. So I think it's okay to risk 5%. But I'm just down to 1 contract at the moment. So my risk there was probably, I can't remember, 250-ish. I got in a little bit later than I should have done. Because to be honest with you, if I wouldn't have done it, wouldn't have worked. But you know what, folks? I'm going to finish there, actually. I've had a bit of a frustrating week. It got to me yesterday. I had to finish early. It was just playing on my mind. And now we've had a nice, readable day with a lovely setup. I'm quite happy to go and enjoy my weekend. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. I'll have a full week next week. But I needed a decent setup just for my own sanity because it's been... I took 2 trades last week. 1-1 got out for break even. I don't think I've done anything this week. I might have been up a fraction. I think someone got out for a couple of ticks. So at least I'm up a bit. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to finish on a high note. So enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Stay safe. Best of luck if you carry on trading. And we'll catch up Monday. Bye for now.